All right. 3, 2, 1. That's an intro.
That is an intro. Actually, that's technically just a clap and then several seconds of silence, which I think starting off with aggressive silence like a cold open to a Law and Order episode could be funny. I watched a bunch of the lady I was house sitting for, who's kind of my aunt, not really. She has like actual television, which I will never watch if I'm home and I have it. But if I'm staying somewhere and there's real television, especially if I'm like, oh, I don't know, getting back from the bars at 3 a.m. because it's New York, I'm like, I got Family Guy on this? Which the answer is apparently always yes. There's always a station playing Family Guy. And I've not watched Family Guy in many years. So I don't know why drunk me was just like, what's Peter Griffin up to? Like, trying to watch them talk about social media? Fascinating. Fascinating. Seth MacFarlane, maybe not our most... he's not our most eloquent mind, but he does have a handle on things that I think we do need to talk about more. I don't know.
Well, welcome to episode 19 of Tran Girlismo.
Yeah, what do we do here?
I am your host, Victoria Scott. My pronouns are she and her, and I'm here with my co-host.
Hi, my name is Jordan Hofstetter. My pronouns are she and her, and Nixon 5, baby!
We have a lot more American Century of Humiliation for you today. No, we don't like it either. We're sorry that we're a downer, but this is just what living through the fall of an empire is like. But first, we do have something that was cool.
Yeah, we got some good news. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there's good news and bad news, if you're me specifically. But
well, I was just talking about the Knicks.
I was gonna just talk about the Knicks winning started, I think, the happiest sports weekend I have had in maybe my adult life.
Yeah, you got to actually be in New York for it, which I just watched a bunch of like highlight reels of people like dancing and doing full choreographed Broadway lines on like Broadway.
Yeah,
in New York.
I did see a Broadway show, and then later that week I saw a show on Broadway. It was I was joking around with you before we started recording that like it is the closest to like, God, is this what VE Day felt like in New York? Like, I'm like, you could be watching like a bunch of sweaty dudes in Knicks jerseys just making out with their girlfriends, wives, whoever's around, also in a Knicks jersey next to them. It was there were about to be a lot of white babies with unfortunate names that they probably shouldn't be named. About to see the first white Mom Donnie in a 1,000 years. Yeah, it was I was meeting up with an old coworker of mine, and we were out at I think the bar was called Clockwork, some dive, and I loved it. And there's a Tran Girlismo sticker in that dive bar bathroom now, because but yeah. They only had one TV at the very back of the bar, so, like, we were just kind of hearing murmuring, and then again, the game started off really fucking bad for New York, so I was just like, it's not gonna happen while I'm here. I'm not gonna get to flip a cop car. This is gonna be a bummer. And then immediately, like, 3 minutes till the end, this girl just comes up with her phone still in her hands, is like, they're up by 4, it's gonna happen, and I'm just like... The bartenders all just fucking activated and then just like started getting a lot of shot glasses out, but not prepping them yet. And then, I think our tab got cleared. And when it happened, it sounded like all of the city shouted at once in a way where I'm just like, God, is this what being like? This is like when Goku got the spirit bomb energy from everyone. Like we could have like, I think every New Yorker could have like psychically killed Donald Trump if they focused hard enough in that moment of joy. But yeah, do shots with the bartenders, finish our drinks, go outside to just fucking pandemonium, like people like doing backflips off walls, fireworks exploding in the intersection, someone doing a donut, and then like basically everyone just any cab just honking, people holding flags on like the back of pickup truck. It was we went to another bar after that, and the energy was just, I've never felt closer to my fellow man in a big city before. You know, like I'm like, wow, this is the reverse 9/11, and that the city is unified, but like it's not. It's good. It's good this time. Condolences to the city of San Antonio. It's fine. You all remember Tim Duncan? You all had it pretty good for a long time. So that all happens. I'm on a train the entirety of the next day, but Toyota wins Le Mans again for the first time in a bunch of years. Ferrari
against an actual field.
Against an actual field, which is like, I'm not unsympathetic to the criticisms of a lot of Toyota's other wins not being as shiny. The 2016 win that got taken away literally on the last lap is still like 2016. That's the other thing. So like the Knicks winning, Toyota winning against a real field, and then Lewis Hamilton on Sunday getting his first win for Ferrari. It truly feels like the psychic portal to hell that the Cubs opened in 2016 has been shut. And
if we get Mariners World Series, I'm convinced that we will have communism by the end of 2030.
I'm going to just say it. I think I'm going to throw it all on the Pittsburgh Penguins for the Cup this next year. I think we could. The Canes beat the rapist goalie for the Vegas Knights. Like, it's just, everyone's doing great. The only thing better could have happened if people got electrocuted by the Dodge Ram at the UFC fight. Is that our one bit of Stellantis slander this episode? Let me check back through our... No, Mitsubishi is a Stellantis company. Nope.
No, they're not.
You're right. They're Renault
Mitsubishi
Nissan.
Is the Renault Nissan Mitsubishi conglomerate.
Isn't it a conglomerate if it's just like four bad companies?
That's what most conglomerates are.
We like Renault. No, we like Renault in this house, I think.
We
want a Twingo. Like an old one. I mean, I'd take an electric new one.
I was going to say, I would take a new one any day of the week.
Remember that RS1 they built? The RS01, which is basically the thing that they only built to go fake GT3 racing?
Yeah.
Yeah. I only remember that because there was an ancient video of Max Verstappen driving his dad around Spa in one, and his dad is like looking over at him like, what the fuck have I done? It's like that scene in Oppenheimer where he's just freaking the fuck out after the bomb drops, except it's just like, well, you did that by beating a young boy into the shape of being a better race car driver than anyone else. Like, you did that. And he'll probably hate you when you die, but like, 4 world championships ain't nothing, I guess.
Yeah, my parents berated me, and look at me. I have a mildly successful niche podcast.
And
worked out a lot better for him.
We're going to win 4 Webbies eventually. Are Webbies still doing the podcast awards?
I have no idea.
It's good. It'll probably be good for us.
Anyway.
Speaking of podcast updates.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, remember when I check off guns? Hey, I don't know how much longer I'm going to have a day job. Hey, listeners, I don't have a day job anymore. This is just our job. So, look forward to us trying to do more, I guess, without killing ourselves.
Well, I have good news.
Uh-huh.
So, thanks to the combined efforts of my wonderful girlfriend and me, We have... sorry, I didn't even make you laugh. We have tickets.
That's
for
right.
the Freedom 250 Grand Prix of Washington, D.C.
I can't believe we're
gonna
our
go,
way into going to D.C. in August.
I'm going to have to figure out logistics and stuff as far as, like, live shows and flights and hotel, and I'm kind of like, I kind of had a mild panic attack because I was like, oh god, we got to do it now. And I hit up a couple of publications, and they were all like, I don't know if we can publish the thing that you want to write. I think you should write it, but we probably can't do that. So I'll probably just write for, like, the Patreon or something. Obviously, we'll cover it for the show. I'd love to do a live show. We'll see what happens. I look forward to incurring the most psychic damage I've ever received in a single weekend of my life. The fun part here, too, is that I'll be able to actually check out both the outfield and the infield because of the way the ticket split worked. So I will be able to cover it as well as I can without a press pass. And I look forward to documenting the desecration of the American image. I guess that's really all there is to it. Like, the UFC fight is probably more of an apt comparison for the whole, like, bread and circuses collapse of the Roman Empire gladiatorial combat thing. But I think the IndyCar one is just as societally interesting. I'm not looking forward to this. I'm actually dreading it. But I'm dreading it in, like, a way that is interesting. Usually the dread in my life nowadays is just sort of like a grim resignation, and this sort of feels like I have to climb a mountain as a forest fire consumes the earth behind me. You know, it's kind of like, it's interesting, and it's like, maybe at the top there'll be a cool view. Maybe I'll get hate crimed by somebody who's like wearing a Dana White Donald Trump 2028 t-shirt. Who knows?
It's still, so the thing is, it's still, like, in DC, right?
Yes.
And it's like, IndyCar fans are generally cowards and pussies. So I don't think anyone's going to be cruel to our faces. I was thinking about this of, like, if you're going to be responsible journalist covering this, I now have... Unfortunately, I read a Hunter S. Thompson book while I was in New York.
Yes, yes.
So I'm now like, what if I take acid in the middle of a DC summer and just lose my mind at an IndyCar race?
Do you what? No, you can't do that. You would literally die of dehydration. You sweat a lot. It's going to be way too hot. I'm not letting you do that. I'm sorry.
You're right. Just a low dose of mushrooms. Just a low dose of mushrooms.
That,
you're right.
I mean, it's not, you can't sweat that much. You will have such a bad time.
I don't remember sweating on acid.
I do.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. Fun.
I would also say that, like, I am going to enjoy a couple of $12 beers in the infield.
Oh, you think they'll only be $12, Miss Ma'am?
I am basing this off of what Laura Jadid, the journalist who you might remember from Getting Into Ice without getting a single interview first, who does really good kind of gonzo work. That's what she said they cost at the UFC match. So I'm assuming it'll be similar.
I saw they had the Dylan Mulvaney Bud Lights at the UFC.
They did, yeah.
I was really cheering for my good friend Lightning Strikes during all of that.
Well, here's what I'm hoping for, right? It's like the reflecting pool in DC, which will be visible from the track layout. I'm pretty sure, if I'm remembering it correctly. Is currently full of algae after they repainted it, and somebody pointed out to me on Blue Sky.
It looks like fucking Fallout 3 in there. It's so funny.
Somebody pointed out that sometimes when algae blooms die off as it gets really hot, they turn blood red.
Yeah, they do.
And so I'm hoping that I could shoot a couple of pictures of, like, Indy cars reflected under the blood red water of the National Monument. Maybe we can get some wildfires in. And then we can blanket DC in a thick layer of smoke and have, like, the orange sun. I think it would be great, honestly. Like, it's gonna be awful. It's going to be just genuinely terrible. But, you know, I the only comparison I can think of for an experience I've had where I was like, this maybe isn't quite as fun in the moment is, like, hour 19 of staying up for all 24 hours of the Daytona. 24?
Yeah.
On the coldest race they had in Florida, I think, ever. And I was, like, delirious. I was fully, like, having auditory hallucinations and shit, and, like, my travel got messed up, and I was like, this sucks. And then afterward, I was like, actually, that was pretty cool. So I'm expecting, like, a Type 2 kind of fun thing, where it's like, I'm never of the type that's going to go to D.C. and be like, wow, look at the White House. What an institution of peace and harmony among nations, because I'm a communist. So if I'm going to go and see all this stuff, I could, like, at least see it desecrated by the people who run those places and realize that, like, the myth of America is finally dead and I don't have to do anything else to help kill it. And so, like, that's kind of almost solace in a way. Plus, if I'm lucky, I might get to kiss another Concorde.
That could be big. I saw, while I was watching Family Guy reruns, I saw a television ad for the fight at the White House.
Oh my god.
And I feel like I reached a moment of pure zen acceptance of what America is right now. And yeah. I'm like, no, we should ride this bomb down, because at least it's really funny the entire time.
It's funny, and it's also...
We're paying Iran $300 billion for the privilege of going back to status quo 2015. So, that's really sick nasty. The art of the deal is alive and well, and, war's over. Oh. Sorry, Dodge. No, the V8 Chargers are going to come too late for this.
This reminds me, actually, if you happen to be a listener and you are an expert on the commodities market, please hit me up. I want to do an oil special, and I have found myself neck deep in industry publications, and I could really use some help. That is my call to our audience. Because I want to do Tran Girlismo. Tran Girlismo oil.
We'll get there. We'll get there. We'll make
I
the
believe
pasta
in us.
stick. Yeah, absolutely.
Anyway, speaking of oil.
This is a great
segue to the first topic on our list of American Century of Humiliation. Jordan, they're calling you the woman with the best timing east of the Mississippi. And we have hard data to prove it.
I hope that's true.
Well, I'm the woman with the best timing to the west of the Mississippi, so,
There we go.
So, how is this related to oil? Well, recently, you and Stella got an Ioniq 5, which, as you might remember, is an electric vehicle and does not use oil or gas. I mean, directly. There's oil and gas in that pipeline somewhere, but
The Hyundai dealership lightly fucked our paperwork. Everything's fine. We still have the car. But they did send Stella an email today that said, well, we'll gladly, fill up your car gratis for making you come back in. And then she was just like, well, you shouldn't try to put gas in it. But, if you want to charge it for us, that's cool. Please don't try to put gas in it, because I think you're just going to be filling, the frunk with gasoline.
So, we got the Cox Automotive data drop. The Mannheim Index.
God, if I had my wife's musical production talent, I would be making us. Here's my real quick peek behind the curtain. If we start doing really well, that the show can support Victoria and we could get a whole new mess of equipment. Soundboard is unfortunately a thing I want quite badly, because Cox Automotive quarterly report would have its own fucking real trap shit type drop. Shadow Wizard Money Gang Cox Automotive report.
Well, they dropped the Mannheim Vehicle Index, the used one specifically, which is their survey of the used car market from a bunch of dealership data sources. I will link it. They have a whole bunch of their methodology in there, but it's pretty good. It's kind of the gold standard of what people use for month to month movements. And it turns out used car prices are getting more expensive, with 3.6% higher prices as of May this year versus May last year. And you might say, that sounds bad. EVs are up 11.9% in price from May 2025 and up 3.5% from last month, which is April. Because, again, this is the May data. So you literally... perfect timing.
I know. And also, I'm not saying that I've nailed this perfectly, but also, listeners, remember when I said go out and buy the cheapest EV you can because even those rock bottom prices are about to go up? I bet a Fisker Ocean is what? $13 up from 10? I bet they're all climbing.
Interestingly, this actually gets worse for cheap cars because compact class cars are up by 12.3% since December of last year. Probably because nobody makes them anymore. And so Honda Fits are now just worth $40,000.
We are going to see a 60 grand Honda Fit by the end of this oil crisis.
Now, it wouldn't be an episode of Tran Girlismo if things didn't get worse after I said a bunch of objectively bad stuff, obviously. So I have to.
That is the
worse.
show we do. Yes.
Yeah. So Experian does detailed analysis of new vehicle sales, and they had a data drop recently, which we could also make a sound for, I suppose. That
credit scores aren't real and we aren't necessary.
In 2025, 7.8% of new cars sold were EVs, but in Q1 2026, just 5.6% were. So used EVs are shooting up in price. New EV sales are dropping, probably because the tax credit is gone and a bunch of manufacturers have left the market. If you would like to be even more upset, in Q1 of 2026, 39.1% of all new EVs registered in the United States were...
I'm not looking at the notes, so this is an actual guess. I'm gonna be boring and say... do I want to say Model 3 or Model Y?
It's the Model Y.
Yeah,
objectively the worst car they sell.
It sucks. Yeah, it's bad.
It's terrible.
Yeah. I'd rather have the Fisker. No, I'm just kidding. Can you fucking imagine?
Even the more depressing part was I went through the list of the top 20 EVs registered during Q1 2026. And 3 of them are not actually currently on sale. The Models X, which as you may remember, is discontinued,
right.
was the 6th most registered new EV model for Q1 2026. The Model S and the F-150 Lightning both make the top 20.
How much inventory must have been sitting around for the X and the S when they called it?
I don't know. They may also still be running out the end of the clock on those. I don't know exactly when production ceased. I think it ended in earlier this year. So there was part of this period they were still selling them for, but these are platforms that are literally well over a decade old. And
minus
not
the
going
F-150.
Well, yeah, the F-150 was actually but the F-150 was discontinued in December of last year, so that is just unsold inventory sitting around.
Yeah.
The Prologue also made the top 20, and Honda was reportedly going to axe it, and then they denied it, but it's been selling like shit because it's not a very good vehicle. I mean, the main reason people have gotten them is because they were basically free on lease. But I don't think they're super compelling.
No, because the Prologue is maybe the oddest Honda ever sold. Oh, I was thinking about it's a badge-engineered Chevy product.
Yeah, I mean
that's so.
You gotta remember. Though they made a Honda version of the Isuzu Trooper.
Yeah,
they made a Honda badged. They made a Rover badged Accord. Well, I guess that's the other way around. They've made a bunch of weird badge engineering choices throughout their life. This kind of fits for them. I think the biggest difference is that we just don't usually get them in the U.S. market.
That's fair. Yeah, I guess that's usually a Honda South America thing or whatever,
or UK, or UK.
Yeah. Alfa Romeo badged S2000. That's not real. That's not real.
No, you're thinking of the Alfa Romeo badged Miata, which is real.
The Fiat badged Miata. It would have been so. It would have been. people only don't like it because it ended up with the Fiat badge on it and not the
Yeah.
Alpha badge. It could have been the exact same car and had the triangle mouth instead of the
Yeah, they could
the
have called that
catfish
shit an
mouth.
Alpha Spider, and they would have sold.
That's what they were going to do. They had a legacy nameplate, and then the last minute they're like, Fiat needs another car in America. It's gonna be a 124. Go for it. No one liked it.
Which is objectively crazy because the 124 has like no name recognition as a legacy nameplate, and Spider is like basically every movie in the 80s. If they couldn't swing a Ferrari and you needed to signal that your main character fucked, you got a Spider.
Yeah, it is. It's also like, what is the progenitor of the Spider name for drop tops?
Maybe, I'm not sure. Somebody can fact check us on that one. I didn't write it in the notes.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say it very confidently and move on.
All right, well,
as I am wont to do.
I eagerly await our emails. Anyway, so the other thing that's even worse is that plug-in hybrids are now down under 1% of total sales, significantly lower than in previous years, as of Q1 2026. So people are not turning to PHEVs. Hybrids are up, but like PHEVs are going to be where people are going to save the most money if we have a protracted oil crisis, which at the time of this recording, we have no idea. There's supposedly a deal. Netanyahu isn't allowed to see it. The deal is presumably precluded on Israel not bombing Lebanon. I don't think that that's going to happen, and it sounds like every commercial shipper in the world is skeptical. So it is being reported as a deal, but I mean, by the time this episode goes live, I wouldn't be surprised if there are like limited strikes exchanged again or something. This is why I need a fucking expert.
Yeah.
I don't have a poli-sci degree. I just pretend I do.
You have as much of a poli-sci degree as anyone who has been, and I love you so much, has been a news junkie. And I mean that in the most junky way I could use that word. You have the level of you look like someone, you act like someone who is just constantly reading like a news ticker in the corner of your vision.
Yeah, if I had like unlimited resources, I probably would get a Bloomberg terminal in my house. You're right.
Like you would just get AP. You would just get AP directives directly to your. Yeah.
It's unfortunate that I am so morally opposed to prediction market gambling, because I could probably do fairly better than average just by virtue of how much I know about things.
Yeah.
Even without any like insider trading information. I just also think that it's deeply immoral, so I won't do it.
Yeah. By the time this episode comes out, we're JP Morgan Chase anchored on June 1st for simplicity, plus 18. So
yeah.
The regular markets certainly don't know what to expect.
Yeah, the moral of the story here is that, like, Experian doesn't make this link in their analysis, but I am willing to make the link that, like, getting rid of the tax credit and the only real direct incentive that anybody had to buy an EV outside of, oh my god, gas is suddenly $6 a gallon, has had pretty disastrous effects on American efforts to electrify. And obviously this is compounded with, like, the 9 other bajillion problems we have about how we do energy policy, our reluctance to import anything from China, even though they're kicking our ass in clean energy and electric cars and all this stuff. But, like, you can't, like, it didn't really make it into the notes formally, and I was planning on putting it in next week's episode because we already were pretty full up for this one. But Honda, as of the time of this recording, canceled all of their EV projects. They have nothing. They got rid of, like, what they had planned to spend billions of dollars in Ohio, and they were just like, nope, we're not going to do that. And that's because we've built an environment in which no one can effectively make, like, a 5-year plan, and electrification of the entire nation's, like, infrastructure is going to require a 5-year plan. Why are you laughing at me?
No, I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing at you. Have I told you when I made my last therapist really sad?
You've done it too many times for me to keep track of.
I made my last therapist really sad where she's like, well, do you have like a 5-year plan? And I'm like, 5-year plans are just a way to hurt your own feelings when things don't work out of your control. And she just went, well, you're not wrong, but that's kind of grim. And I went, well, life's kind of grim. I'm glad we're making automakers live like I do, where I'm like, 5 years is a little long.
Yeah, I mean, and this is the thing, right? It's like we've evaporated anybody's ability to plan long term, and so if the Iran deal falls through, which would be shocking, I know nobody would have ever heard of anything like that ever happening before.
No.
What would be funny is if we give them $300 billion in, like, you know, Swiss bank accounts or whatever, they take it and then they go back to shutting off the strait. I think they should do it. Like, at this point, I am not.
God.
You gotta understand,
That
like,
would be so funny.
I am by no means a supporter of the IRGC. They are a regressive theocracy, but I also live in a regressive theocracy, and we're a bigger empire, and we've fucked up more stuff, so I would hand it to them. That would be funny.
Yeah, I have to hand it to the Ayatollah doing the Charlie Brown football with the Strait of Hormuz would be the world's funniest thing.
Yeah, so if gas is $10 a gallon by the fall, you know, there's going to be, you can expect to see the period of time that we have lived in since, I would say, roughly the pandemic, where used EVs were dirt cheap, to end. Because there's not going to be enough supply. Everybody is going to be flocking to them because we live in a country that depends on the personal automobile, and it is just not feasible for most people to switch to transit in most places. As much as I am a transit apologist, I recognize I live in kind of like one of the 5 Galapagoses in America where transit is like an actual feasible option for most people.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna have some like New York transit thoughts at the end of the notes, but like there's like what five cities on Earth or in America where like not having a car is actually like super viable.
Yeah. And I mean, like, Seattle is arguably one of those.
I'm gonna stand up to let beep beep in real quick because I think I can see her screaming, just picking up very barely on the microphone, even when she's outside. So I'll be right back.
Okay.
She has not forgiven Mama for being out of town for a week. If I'm being so honest.
That's fair. Bert doesn't forgive me either. But in any case, like I think that it's just going to be bad. And there is an argument that I have seen recently from other automotive journalists who I don't really. It's not really like fair to put them on blast.
Yeah.
But like. They basically argue that the market will intelligently respond to high gas prices and deliver the American consumer with like more choices in affordable EVs or electrification or PHEVs or whatever. And I think that this is like a pretty immediate rebuttal of that with no, because we aren't talking about like, oh, we need to switch the factory to make, you know, EV, switch it to EV mode instead of gas car mode. These are not like interchangeable products, and they require a lot of R&D. They require a lot of infrastructure investment. And if nobody knows what tomorrow brings, they cannot make those decisions.
Yeah.
So what's going to happen is that we're all going to get screwed over more than we have been. So I guess the end of the story here is all of us are screwed, but congratulations on the last helicopter out of Nam.
Yeah, it really truly feels like I got fucking on the last I got kids. The helicopters out of Vietnam was like Benghazi, but back in the 70s.
Was anybody from Something Awful there?
Oh God. You know, R.I.P. Hunter S. Thompson, you would have fucking loved somethingawful.com.
Oh my God. Beep beep.
Beep Beep just tried to parkour off my tit in a way that would have left me disfigured and scarred for the rest of my life. That was so scary.
Yeah,
like
Hunter S. Thompson would absolutely love this shit, by which I mean he'd probably kill himself again. But, like, you know, I think he also kind of loved that shit.
he would have tried a couple of more, like, drugs before he died at the very least.
He had that dog in him.
Yeah,
That's the best way I could describe it. He would have been there in the mud pit on the lawn of the White House watching the UFC fight.
oh, absolutely. This entire thing, so, because there's no, like, easy fix for any of this right now, other than start letting the Chinese import EVs, but that is a bipartisan fuck off, thanks to our good friend Sinophobia.
Yeah.
Because it's like, yeah, you want to turn on the tap for, like, good EVs? Waive a bunch of the import restrictions.
Yeah.
Waive a bunch of the... Hell, like, we could import, like, the good EV city cars from Europe if we just literally relaxed a little regulation.
We could also probably dump about as much money as we've spent on, like, B-52 engine upfits into, like, a national standardized charging network.
Well, those are going great. Well, we did dump that much money into a nationalized charging network. It's called, unfortunately, they all have the Tesla word on them because we paid for all of those.
I know. And
now we get to each individually give Iran, if the rumor is true, each American is giving Iran like $900 directly. 300 billion divided by...
I will put it like this.
They can have it.
That works out to like $1 billion an elementary age schoolgirl that we killed like 2 months ago, and it's probably more than fair.
Yeah.
Like I cannot. I got an argument with people on Blue Sky that I was not expressing sufficient reverence for the dead crew members of the B-52 crash at Edwards Air Force Base, and I was like, we just blew up an elementary school. You are not. I'm sorry. I am not going to like stand here tearfully and salute this. We are currently. I'm gonna change my bio on Blue Sky. It's just gonna say, if you are not familiar with Revolutionary Defeatism by Lenin, I do not want you to interact.
If you are not, if you do not understand that there is at least a moral argument to be made that ever joining the United States military in a time of peace is, or joining the U.S. military when you do, like, have a choice not to is, like, a morally compromised choice, like, sure.
I mean, I'm friends with a bunch of vets. I recognize all of the complexities of it, but also, come on. This is not the Iraqi burn pit scandal where a bunch of, like, you know, teenagers are getting lung cancer because they were you know, had an open pit full of asbestos that they told them to torch. This is a bunch of guys who have devoted their careers to flying the plane that ends the world.
Yeah, and also, like, I don't think they should have died, but also, like, I'm sorry, like, we don't.
I wasn't out there with a man pad.
Yeah, I didn't like red light. I didn't like laser the cockpit. I just, that was one of those things where I'm like, we've gotten really bad at this flying American jets thing.
They started a forest fire in Washington with an F/A-18 like last week.
And that's unrelated to the two F-18s that decided to try to mate in midair
in Montana. Yeah. We are losing planes at a rate that is like, for the scale of our warfare and the amount that we have air dominance, you would think that they had just invented the airplane. Like, this is World War I shit. Like, a farm boy from somewhere in, like, upstate France gets into a whatever, I don't remember what the hell
Sopwith Camel.
Sopwith Camel was the British one. I'm blanking. Anyway, a British kid.
There's
we'll
the
go
Fokker. That was German.
That was German, yeah. But it's a comedic level of like material loss, and at a certain point you have to be like, well, shit, that's crazy.
The Broadway show I got tickets to. I told my aunt to surprise me, and she got me tickets to Operation Mincemeat, which I knew nothing about.
Okay.
until I realized it was based on the real British operation to just float a dead guy over to Spain with fake invasion plans handcuffed to his wrist to fake out the Germans to defend Sardinia instead of Sicily.
Oh, that's actually really cool.
It's a really good musical. But there is a plot point that is borrowed from reality, as far as I know, where an American pilot went down in the same exact spot that they dumped their body, but that guy survived. So they're just like a real Allied pilot and then also a fake dead Allied pilot at the same exact spot. And the musical just goes, pilots crash all the time. It's fine. And I'm just like, That's that, and sometimes that doesn't feel apt. But this week, it really feels apt.
If you ever want to like get into the human toll behind like real World War II like bomber operations, reading about like I have a special interest in like the Berlin airlift, which was I'm assuming most of our audience is like transsexuals with a deep interest in World War II aviation history, because that just is my social. That's fair. Or one who will become the other. But the Berlin airlift was like right after the victory in Europe, and basically the Soviets blockaded access to East Berlin, and they had to like airdrop shit in, essentially, because it was otherwise within East German territory. And they did this with a bunch of like B-29s and a variety of other like leftover World War II planes. They lost so many planes just because B-29s love crashing. They like part of like, yes, we were the country that did the SS built this yesterday. But part of that was because about 1 in every 6 SS built this yesterdays would crash on landing or takeoff at some point. And sometimes people would walk away from it, but frequently they would not. However, B-52s are, they're about 70 years old at this point, so they are of the age that they should be doing this. But generally speaking, we don't do this as much. All I'm getting at here is, like, I'm sorry. My country needs to stop being the aggressor in completely unjust wars before I'm going to, light candles.
Yeah, honestly,
I also am just in such a bad mood that I'm like, I want people to... I would like people to yell at me on the internet. I'm like cracking my knuckles. I'm ready for a fight.
And this is why I'm going to text Antigone and tell her to put a password on your Blue Sky. You can use it for promotion, and you can use it to post photos, and that's it.
Anyway, speaking of World War II airplanes... We have entered the Mitsubishi Century of Humiliation.
Mitsubishi.
We've actually
also
been
in
in
zero
it
right now. For a while, actually, yeah.
I know I just did a whole big long thing about how there are no new EVs, but we do have a new EV. Mm-hmm. It's called the Eclipse Sportback EV. Do you remember the Eclipse?
I do, and I am podcasting through gritted teeth right now because I'm sorry. I'm all for bringing back an old nameplate and electrifying it, but not like this Mitsubishi.
Well. But do you remember that they made, after the Eclipse, the good one, they made the lazy crossover they sell like 10,000 a year of?
Yeah, and this is...
So this is an electrified version of that. I mean, it's not actually, but it's like, it follows in that heritage. Instead of the cool Eclipses that, like, you remember from Fast and the Furious and Too Fast, Too Furious, and... Was there one in the third one? I don't think there was.
I don't think there was.
Instead of the cool ones that you remember and would actually, like, maybe spark some joy in, like, a Mitsubishi dealership that they haven't seen since, I don't know, 2004, they're not doing that. They're just going to make another.
When was the last time someone was psyched to be in a Mitsubishi dealership is such a grim question.
I routinely go back in my mind to the 2008 or 2009 final edition Eclipse press photos of an all-black car taken on like a grassy lawn somewhere in like a strip mall district in Southern California.
Yeah.
The lowest effort we have given up, like, the no note of,
if you
like,
told me Mitsubishi has been working with a $5 million budget for the last 20 years, I'd believe you. They are the car company that is building cars basically from like, okay, you can change the badge and maybe one styling cue. And if you try to do anything else, I'm killing an IMEV in front of you.
And listeners, in case you were curious, the Eclipse Sportback EV is just a Nissan Leaf.
Oh yeah,
it's like a really, really lazy new Nissan Leaf.
Yeah, you didn't think they made a new car, right? Like you did. You invoked heritage about this thing, and I had to go to the Shapes place because otherwise, I know you were doing a bit, but I was getting like a little mad. Like I got like 20% mad, and I was like, God fucking, because it's the sort of shit that I would hear a press person say at an auto show, and not have to struggle to like shove down the feeling of what are we doing here? What are any of us fucking doing here?
Would you like me to make you more upset?
Yeah, sure. Fuck it, dog. Can only go down.
So I pulled a quote from the Mitsubishi press release on the Eclipse Sportback EV. Quote, "The sporty electric subcompact SUV will feature unique front and rear fascias that echo other vehicles in Mitsubishi Motors' global lineup, with distinct front and rear lights and lighting signatures." End quote. I would like it noted that I, at a moment's glance, could not really tell any distinct difference between the front end of the new Eclipse Sportback EV and the new Nissan Leaf, aside from like the shape of the LEDs inside.
Nissan
Leaf. Like pull it up.
Okay, I'm looking at the new Leaf real quick. I am absorbing its styling cues.
Okay. And then
wow, the new Leaf really looks like that bad electric Mercedes EQE, huh?
Yeah, it's kind of frumpy.
It's really it looks
like a Ferrari Luce to me.
It looks like a Ferrari Luce A to B and then fell down a flight of stairs because it looks swollen. All right, Mitsubishi
and then Eclipse Sportback EV.
Eclipse EV. Oh, you gotta be fucking kidding me, dog. That's the same. That's the Pretzels is the same. What are you talking about? They added triangles. Or not triangles.
Well. That's because it will also feature, quote, striking and sporty alloy wheels, and, of course, the brand's iconic triple diamond branding. End quote.
Dog, do you mean your logo? Do you mean your registered trademark wordmark?
I also
why does it have Gallardo mouth? Look at the front. Look at the front. It's got like 2004 Gallardo mouth.
The other thing, too, about this that was really funny to me is the level of glaze on calling the Mitsubishi logo iconic, when it is perhaps the only thing that signals a worse deal of a subprime auto loan than a Dodge Challenger parked in front of a Marine barracks. Like, has anyone been happy in a Mitsubishi dealership since the subprime mortgage crisis?
The only person who's ever been happy at a Mitsubishi dealership is the guy who bought his GT3 RS from a Mitsubishi dealership because for whatever reason in a local dealership shuffle of inventory a GT3 RS ended up at the Mitsubishi dealer. I assume because they had room for it inside. Mitsubishi dealerships feel like the last car dealerships where they don't bother bringing anything in if there's a hailstorm. Like, fuck it. Like, who cares? Oh, your $20,000 car is now a $19,000 car. You're still making $0.
I couldn't find specs for the next generation Nissan Leaf. Sorry. Damn it. I misread my own notes. Mitsubishi did not provide specs for the Eclipse Sportback EV, but they say it is based on the next generation Nissan Leaf, obviously, because it is basically like saying James Somerton based his videos on other people's. This is just straight up copying. This is. I watched a lot of H-Bomber Guy recently, and I got really into it.
Mitsubishi has killed themselves. Mitsubishi has died badly and is now apparently a wedding photographer. Didn't you see the up? I like the yearly "What is James Lumberton trying to do poorly now" videos. Hey,
besides not making the turtleneck work.
Ooh, yeah, sorry. Like, the turtleneck's easy, but also you gotta admit if it doesn't work.
He's given too much Theranos founder with like his tone of voice and presentation style. It's too much Liz Holmes. But like
Liz Holmes is why I don't voice train, by the way. she's representation for us husky girls. Hey, do you?
It's just a Nissan Leaf.
I'm gonna go through the notes real quick. Okay, you got the 2030, the Momentum 2030 thing.
Yeah, so I was gonna get it. I was gonna get into Mitsubishi's current 5-year plan because I think it's crucial to understand the automaker. And we haven't really done a Humiliate Mitsubishi episode, and that's just an oversight. We're almost episode 20. We gotta get on this. This is low hanging fruit.
There's some wild.
We should have started here, really.
Yeah, there's some wild percentages that they are proclaiming. Did you see these in their press release about this car?
I mean, so what I saw was they're calling for a new car every year over the next 5 years. Next year's is going to be a rugged off-road derivative of the Outlander, apparently. Which means that their two cars in 2 straight years will be a Nissan Leaf and presumably a trim level of an SUV that they introduced 5 years ago.
Yeah,
which feels like that's the Mitsubishi definition of a new car.
Yeah, we're stretching.
That feels appropriate.
You know what they should have rebadged as an Eclipse? The Nissan Z. Just restyle it.
I found out apparently that at least the Nismos and possibly the regular ones are like special order only now.
They are, yeah.
So I don't think they actually want to make any of those or sell them.
So they're selling them basically to people who used to buy, like, BMW coupes. They're selling them to, like, our parents with money, you know? Like, baby boomers are the ones...
Well, my mom's dead, so she's not...
Yeah, that's fair. And my parents bought a Civic Hybrid. I was talking about the royal our parents. I don't know how that works. There is some grim statistics down here at the bottom of this press release.
Yeah, go for it.
96% of compact CUV owners who shopped for a Mitsubishi Outlander purchased one. 94% of a subcompact CUV owners who shopped for a Mitsubishi Eclipse Cross purchased one. 97% of small CUV owners who shopped for a Mitsubishi Outlander Sport purchased one. And then 92% of plug-in hybrid owners who shopped for a Mitsubishi Outlander plug-in hybrid purchased one. What does that mean? How are you quantifying that?
Guy who's only ever heard of the Mitsubishi Eclipse Cross seeing a second CUV. Gee, this reminds me a lot of the Mitsubishi Eclipse Cross.
Is it? Hey, and also not to hazard a guess, is it because you're the cheapest of these things on the market and your buyers have no money, dog?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I that is an insane statistic because I guess the way they want you to read that is that they're such a compelling value buy that if you're part of the people, like if you're part of the cross shopping list, people end up with it.
That is for sure.
But what I actually end up hearing it as is the people who buy our cars are basically just gonna buy our cars because they have no other real options. And so we are really good at selling to hostages.
Mitsubishi, it's either this or suicide. That's right, Bevo, right into the microphone.
So this is an unrelated fact that I came up with when I was searching for this, for the notes for this episode.
Are any of these fun facts? I don't think so.
Jordan, it's an episode of Tran Girlismo. I don't do fun facts.
They're all fun facts because we're delivering them in a jaunty, jovial manner.
Yeah, you know what's a fun fact? Get more communist now. That's the only way you'll hope to understand the horror of the coming years.
Can online communists get 30% less embarrassing first? I'll stop calling myself a socialist as long as people stop saying shit like America and then wonder why their grandma doesn't like them.
So while I was researching this episode, I found out that last year, Mitsubishi sold, like, significantly more Eclipse Cross models in the US than ever before, at over 17,000, despite the fact the car has been basically identical since 2018. Normally they sell, like, 10,000 a year, so this was, like, it was close to double for some years, including, like, when they introduced it, I'm pretty sure. Like, they have not sold close to this many at any point in the entire model run. This sent a chill down my spine like I was a character in The Big Short, finding out that, like, the subprime mortgage crisis, it's coming. I don't think that there is a louder recession indicator than people willingly choosing to buy a Mitsubishi product that is, one, not very good, but also, two, hasn't been updated since 2018. That's just, like, that is a subprime, like, loan indicator in and of itself, because Mitsubishi, like, largely sells to people who do not have good credit because they sell really bad cars, and so they're basically like an automaker of last resort, and, like, this is the position they've put themselves in. And, you know, people who buy Mitsubishis are kind of just like, well, I need a car to get to work. Again,
like a Nissan Versa? Then that's when you're going.
No, I think I'm pretty sure that, like, Nissan. I mean, like, I'm pretty sure that Nissan has, like, Mitsubishi has more flexible financing arrangements. Also, they sold the Mirage for a long time. Like, that was also getting buyers of, like, low-cost cars into the showroom because it was the cheapest thing you could buy. And if you were putting 10, 15, 20,000 miles on a car a year or whatever, and you were like, I desperately need to not have unexpected expenses, a warranty looks amazing. So it makes sense. I say this with complete, unlike Dodge Challenger buyers, who I universally loathe, I say this with complete sympathy for Mitsubishi buyers, because, like, I understand that the world is bad. But if looking at this is just like, if the earlier segment, you know, from the Cox Automotive data drop for the Mannheim Index was not concerning enough, this is the red klaxon going off. Man your battle stations, the recession is inbound, which we all know anyway. Like, come on.
Get all your money from the
SpaceX
banks.
is the, like, at the time of this recording, SpaceX is, like, the fourth most valuable company in America. This is so obviously, like, this is like Pets.com, but a neo-Nazi runs Pets.com. Allegedly, or whatever I have to say, so he doesn't fucking sue me.
A neo-Nazi who fucking is responsible for a screwworm outbreak owns Pets.com. It's such a funny time to try to do literally anything right now, because it really feels like we are in one of those, like, early 2020 moments where it's like, oh, I actually don't think anyone knows what they're doing at any given moment. I actually think we're all winging it in a hilariously bad way. And that's cool, because it's leading to some very funny things happening. Like, again, Mitsubishi's iconic diamond branding being a selling point. Congrats on your, like, it's basically what? It's a baser base model for the Nissan Leaf, right? Like, that's just what this is going to be.
Presumably, yeah.
Nissan Leaf with a fucking tape
it's
deck
probably
and Nissan Leaf roll-up windows could be sick.
It's like the Slate EV.
It's like the Slate EV, except you don't have to give Bezos money.
Yeah. Also, they can probably make a real product.
I learned my father gave them $100 or whatever the Slate EV reservation was.
We need a Slate EV special because I hate it.
We need a Slate EV thing because I don't think it's real. But I think actually, if we were going to Mexico style fund an EV, like an American EV, I think the Slate is kind of what the country should finance, because it's small. It's not like a huge truck.
It's not huge.
It's reasonable.
Yeah.
Anyways,
We'll
save that for the cars that don't happen, and wouldn't it have been cool if they did happen special?
The Lordstown special.
Lordstown, I always think is Johnstown for a second, or I'm sorry, Jonestown.
Jonestown.
Yeah, I was. Anytime someone says Lordstown, I'm just like, the first car maker to all kill themselves. That's Spiker. I think.
I have more things I'm upset about. If we're cool with that.
Yeah, let's keep rocking, dog.
For the next segment, I wrote a lot of this one because you were getting back from your trip. And I had more stuff I was frustrated by.
Yeah.
So, we continue the search for BDS-compliant Forza Horizon, because I am kind of sad, because a bunch of my friends are playing it. I understand. I'm not judging anybody. I get it. But I'm not going to play it. That is my line in the sand. I am way too autistic to ever be flexible on anything like this, ever, which is a lot of why I'm like this.
I refuse to pay money for it.
I won't even give them the, like, user connectivity statistics. Like, I refuse to interface with Microsoft in any way. If I have to rebuild my PC, it's going to be, like, Linux from scratch, whatever. Like, I hate these people.
As you should.
Yeah. But I decided, I was like, I really want to play a racing game again, because I'm not playing Horizon 6, and everybody's, like, having fun with it, so I'll look for a new game. And one of my favorite games of the past decade has been Wreckfest, if you remember that.
Yeah, that was the, God, what was that? It wasn't Stuntman. Wreckfest was a team who did another series in, like, the PS3 360 era, right?
Potentially? I'm not actually sure. They had, like, a demo for a while of, like, soft body vehicle physics, I'm pretty sure, and then developed it into Wreckfest, which is basically a demolition derby simulator. Like, and like, banger racing, they've got, like, school bus, figure 8 races and stuff. It was, like, one of my pandemic games, along with, like, War Thunder, because it was really good online multiplayer.
It was the flat out people, and the flat out games were pretty fucking good, actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there is a new one. There is Wreckfest 2. It is currently in early access, and you can just buy it for like $30 on Steam. And I was like, this would be fun, because I beat literally every single challenge in Wreckfest. I got every single car. I don't really know a lot of people still playing it, because it's kind of old at this point, and the online was what I did for most of the last couple of years I played. So I was like, I'm not really feeling going back, but Wreckfest 2 would be cool.
Yeah.
So I opened up the game in the Steam store. What's up? You look like you found something interesting.
I'll only going through what I was going through the list of what other games did these people make real quick.
Yeah.
And I realized they made that weird westernized Ridge Racer game from like 2012, Ridge Racer Unbounded. And that just unlocked some psychic memories. They're Finnish. Doesn't that feel appropriate? This feels Finnish as hell.
It is. They have some like very, very like Scandinavian Finnish-esque sort of like tracks and layouts, and it is very. There are definitely races and events that are like inspired by like Finnish banger racing kind of culture, which is cool. I mean, it's also a game that allows you to like get a Mark III Supra and slam it into like a limousine. So I mean, it's awesome. I really love that game.
Simulating alternate Victoria endings.
But yeah, so I look at Wreckfest 2. It requires a CPU with 6 cores to even run.
Yeah.
That's minimum requirements.
Yeah. Video games gotten big and bad and hard.
I've got like a quad core i7 that's like not even bad, but I almost certainly can't even run it.
Yeah.
So, and people are like, oh, well, you could probably like, maybe $500, $600 upgrade your computer. I do not have $500 or $600 to play a video game. So I was like, my computer works fine. I would love more RAM because like my computer struggles with like photo editing tasks. But RAM is also now $1 trillion, so that's just kind of on the list of maybe someday when I can scavenge through a data center, like Rey in the new Star Wars movies style, like picking over the Empire starships.
Fighting DDR5
maybe then I can...
that you're trading for fucking weird bread with Simon Pegg. Yeah.
So I was like, okay, maybe I'll pick a different game. Let me take a peek at the top charts on Steam right now for racing games. Maybe there's something I can play.
It's what? Horizon
I went through the
6
list.
At the top.
Horizon 6.
F1 25 with the 26 update.
That is on there, but I don't have a wheel. So I was like, this is not going to be very fun for me.
Also, I think unless you're a true F1 sicko, I don't... And I haven't touched the F126 update for F125 because I didn't like F125. I think they made some really bad choices to their physics model, if I'm being honest. And also, Codemasters has been brutalized since they got bought by EA. Hello, beep beep.
Beep.
Again, I was gone for an entire week, so that means any task that might not require a beepo does in fact actually need a beep beep. But no, yeah, it's why if you don't have a console right now and you don't already have a gaming PC, you want to talk about the people who got out on the last chopper to Nam. It's people who upgraded their PC to the max in like early 2025.
Yeah, which I did not. I didn't have any money. So my computer was a nice build in 2019 to play decent games back then, and it has actually downgraded since then because I've had component failures and just taken free parts from friends who helped me fix it. So I don't even remember what the original build was and how the current one compares. And I've replaced. It's been Ship of Theseus pretty hard because
yeah.
It turns out continual power failures, like with the shit ass electric grid in Idaho, even with a warranted like power strip, still sometimes just fries shit.
Power strip's not
also
a
I think I had a bad power supply and it was just garbage. I hate it. I don't like computers anyway.
This is why I never built a gaming PC on my own. It always just seemed fucking miserable.
Yeah, building a gaming computer just to me seems like all of the bad parts of like modifying a car, where you get to deal with like weird interoperability issues and none of the fun of actually wrenching or doing a burnout when you're done.
Yeah, because you're worried about just breaking things.
So
if I ever upgrade my PS5, I should just send you mine so you can at least play like GT7 and shit like that. Because
I'll get to that. I'll get to that. So first on the list is Forza Horizon 6. Not playing it. Been over that. iRacing is second, which I don't have a wheel, and it's been out since 2015. So I don't really think that counts as like a new game anymore.
No, I mean it's still getting updates.
It's for sim racing, and it's cool, but it's like it is a hard sim. And this is even from somebody who loves hard sims. It is a hard sim.
Yeah, there are cars in that even if I've gotten pretty good with like the slower cars in iRacing, like I bought one of the prototypes for a lark. I bought the 499P, the Ferrari, and let me tell you, I can barely drive that thing in a straight line without spinning out because it requires a level of finesse that I just don't have yet. Anything faster than GT3 in iRacing becomes a like, oh, you need a level of concentration and everything that it's not a game anymore, you know?
Yeah, like I wanna have a couple of beers, and like ideally I was hoping to have a couple of beers, spray paint a banger Mark III Supra in trans flag colors, and slam into limousines, and I can't, so this is not going to be ideal here. For some reason, GTA 5 is third on the racing games top 10 list in Steam, which is insane to me because not only is it 11 years old, it's also absolutely no fun to drive in, and I already own it. And I got so bored with it that I never even approached finishing it. I don't have whatever the GTA brainworm is. I don't think they're very good games.
I haven't liked one since Vice City, and even then Vice City was more like 80s music vibes in Neon, you know?
Yeah. I just
GTA 5
doesn't hold.
I know there's a huge community of people who basically just use it as a online racing game, but those people are psychopaths because it feels like driving through a plastic bag. You know what I mean? It feels like that old Top Gear challenge where they made them drive a lap of the track shuffling a wheel in a sleeping bag. Like, it feels like that.
Yeah.
That is what GTA 5 driving feels like to me.
Yeah. F1 2025 with the 2026 season pack, obviously. Forza Horizon 5, which I own and will not play for aforementioned reasons. I got it years and years ago. I barely even played it, honestly. That was like the worst one of the Horizons I had played, in my opinion. BeamNG Drive, which I own, that's been out since 2015, and again is kind of just sort of like fuck around. It's like Gary's mod for cars. Like, it's fun, but like it's not. They have missions and stuff now, but they also need a wheel to drive well in that game, I feel like. And it's also just like, I don't know. I would rather just go to iRacing if I'm going to play that. I don't know. It just feels weird to use that as it's for car crash simulator.
It is a car crash simulator because I feel like most I see from BMG.drive is videos of people just being like, would this car survive this jump? And the answer is like, no, because real cars don't jump good unless they got a lot of suspension travel. And then it's just like, oh,
yeah,
cool. That's a 488 that has like 2 dead occupants in it. Cool, thank you.
Like
BMG.
it was fun to kill hours with when I was like drunk in college and lonely. Because I could be like, ooh, I can, soft body physics for like a new thing. This is crazy. That's cool. But like I'm 30. I don't need that anymore.
No, yeah.
Assetto Corsa, which I have no wheel for, and you need.
You do need,
that has been out since 2014. Car Mechanic Simulator 2021, which I'm pretty sure is just Power Wash Simulator, but with like the ability to change spark plugs.
I do believe
which,
so.
My wife has played Power Wash Simulator. I'm not even knocking it. Sometimes you just need something to like zone out to.
Mm-hmm.
Like she'll like have something on a TV, a podcast on, and then like be playing Power Wash Simulator, and like this is how she resets her brain. I think it's how she does a screenshot.
Yeah,
but like that's not me. That's not how I operate.
If she smoked weed before all of that happened, that
she does. That yes,
yeah. That's my. Did I have a panic attack? And except mine is like podcast Gran Turismo 7 and a track I like, and I'm just gonna race the clock for a while.
Yeah. Coming up next is Forza Horizon 6 VIP membership for more in-game credits and benefits, which costs $20. Which, now, I have not judged people who have listened to us and are playing Forza Horizon 6. I understand that, everybody makes their choices about where their lines are, and I respect that. However, if you gave them money for this, you are actually a bad person. I'm sorry. We gotta draw the line somewhere. That is my moral. Yeah. Not even because of the whole bombing Palestine thing and material support for the IDF, but what are you fucking doing giving Microsoft $20 extra?
Yeah.
They're just gonna feed it to Copilot or Cortana or whatever her name is.
They've gotta sorry, you said Cortana, and that Halo remake does unfortunately look really fucking good in a way that...
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. Again, my line is I won't spend money on those games, so again, a code falls into the Tran Girlismo email account for the PS5. I'm not saying I'm gonna use it, but also...
Wait, you can play Halo on the PS5?
That's the Halo Combat whatever they're calling this remake is a PS5 game. Which you want to talk about
what?
Microsoft Century of Humiliation? It is the fact that they are having to release their Halo remake on PS5 in order to recoup its dev cost.
Wow.
Uh-huh.
That's pathetic.
Yeah. Also, fuck Microsoft because they're probably about to try to close Ninja Theory and Double Fine.
Yeah.
Which are,
they keep again.
If you lay
fuck
off
these people.
If you lay off the people at Double Fine, I think you should be killed in the streets. And I'm sorry, it brings me no pleasure to say that. But I just think that if you put the folks who made Psychonauts out of work, I think you should be killed in the streets. And I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that maybe it should happen. I don't know.
I don't think that's how actionable threats work.
I don't think it's an actionable threat. I think it should happen. I'm not going to do it. I'm an avowed pacifist, unfortunately. Violence makes me squicky. But
I'm not.
Yeah.
That's our yin and yang
here. But yeah, I just you put Tim Double Fine out of work. I think bad things should happen. I think at the very least your car should always not start when you go to start it. Should always rain on your wedding day, you know.
Next up is Le Mans Ultimate, which actually did come out last year, and it seems like it was pretty good. I don't know if it needs a wheel. The reviews were mostly positive.
It needs a wheel to be any fun.
Cool.
I do believe you could drive with a Valkyrie.
Also, apparently, the online racing in it is an absolute nightmare because the game blames you for getting rammed.
Their netcode is bad, and their online officiating is bad. Yeah. It's like a zero-tolerance fighting rule at an American school where even if you just get attacked by a bully, you're also getting in trouble because you were engaged in physical violence. Like, it just doesn't work.
If I wanted to replicate that experience, I probably wouldn't be transgender. Getting picked on in fights because people getting yelled at for it.
Okay. No, I know. No. I was just trying to figure out where you were going with that. I'm like, is this a...
I was bullied relentlessly as a child. That's
but you didn't go to public school. How did that happen?
No, but my parents could still get mad at me, and we still lived in a neighborhood that was full of other kids.
Mad at your stupid dead mom again.
Anyway, last on the list was NASCAR 25, which is iRacing Studios, and I would need a wheel for.
No, so I believe they've controller optimized that.
Really?
I do believe so. Yeah, I could be wrong. I just remember that, like,
I don't know.
They make. I mean, they've got road courses, but boy howdy, I hope you like stock cars and ovals.
Not really anymore is the thing. Like, I played Chase for the Cup 05 on my dad's work laptop when I was a kid. And that was, like, the coolest shit I'd ever experienced.
Is Chase for the Cup the one that opened?
Not Chase for the Cup 05. It was, like, Chase for the Cup 02 or something.
I was about...
Chase for the Cup 05 is the one that opens up with, like, the street race with the Dodge Vipers or whatever.
Yeah, okay. I was thinking of...
You have to race, like, Ryan Newman or something?
Yeah. I was thinking of... I think it's NASCAR Thunder 04, which is the one that starts with Magic Carpet Ride. I just remember it has, like, Tony Stewart, arms crossed, lightning and thunder behind him, and then, yeah, the fucking Magic Carpet Ride song comes on, and,
EA Sports used to be so fucking cool.
Do you remember EA Sports Big?
No, I don't,
When they would do something that was, like, still using an official license, but was, like, they were trying to NBA Jam it a little, like NFL Street. NFL Street was an EA Sports Big game.
I never played NFL Streets or whatever, but I, like, as a full game, but there was a demo for it on the disc of, like, Burnout 3 or something that or Burnout Revenge.
There sure was.
That I played it a bunch on. And it was, like, one level, and I was like, this is kind of fun, actually. And I played that a couple of times. Like,
my childhood best friend, Adam, who I don't know if you met at the wedding, but was also at the wedding, he and I played a lot of NBA hoops and also NFL Street, and those games those are the only, like, American sports games I think I ever enjoyed. Other than, yeah, again, you know, NBA Jam.
Yeah. Well, so anyway, this led me to the
Crew
end
Motorfest like... not make that list at all?
No.
Oh, buddy. Ooh, that's a not a good Ubisoft.
So I was like, well, I guess I'll just get a console and play the exclusives on there. And then I was like, oh wait, yeah, I can't do that because consoles are $1,000.
The PS5 is $1,000 now. Yeah. The PS5 Pro is $900. You can get a base PS5 for far less than that.
So. And I'm going to sound like the most boomer-ass woman to ever speak when I say this, but when I was a kid,
yes,
we didn't have trim levels of fucking consoles. You went to the store, you bought a console, you took it home. You played games on it. I didn't need to, like, the whole point of a console is that I fucking hate the computer. Yeah. They made the computer bad. It's not good. It's not good. It's bad. And so I go to the console because I want to buy one unit of playing video games. And so the idea of being like, well, if I get this, I'm going to have to... Like, no! I want a box-labeled PlayStation that plays everything, and I don't need to think about it. I want to go get a disc and put it in the player, and I want to just play the fucking game. And this is my most boomer-coded trait, despite the fact that I turned 31 in like a month.
So you can't... I would argue, one, there were always trim levels of these consoles. They just called them revisions. Like,
sure.
Like, do you remember when the PS2 got on Ozempic and got real skinny and lost a bunch of features? Yeah, like, they did that.
I didn't see, but here's the thing, right? It's like they didn't sell the PS2 thick and the PS2 like Ozempic at the same time, right? They just introduced the new one, and it was like, here is your unit of PS2. I had a thin one as a kid because like that was what was on sale when I got a PS2, which was my first console, and it was just like I had no idea. Like I didn't. It was irrelevant because I could go to the store and I could buy a PS2 game and I could put it in the player and then I could play the video game. You know?
Yeah, I think the advent of digital delivery for consoles, and also genuinely the economy going to shit, really extended the PS3, Xbox 360 console cycle, and therefore trained consumers to expect a longer console cycle. And especially as these things have gotten more expensive, I feel like that's why these half steps that you don't really need halfway through a generation are kind of the... I think selling 2 SKUs from the outset like Microsoft did this most recent time was deranged, and if Microsoft deserves every bad thing that's happened to them. But I do truly think that, you know, I want a PS5 Pro only because my PS5 is a digital-only edition, because I bought it the last time I was unemployed for any meaningful amount of time. And the digital one was on sale for like $100 off. What a concept! These consoles being cheaper than when they launched. That's also that's the old timey boomer coded thing I miss. See episode whatever for my little treats rant. But also, like, genuinely, there was part of me that's just like, well, I mean, like, if I did a PS5 Pro with the disc drive, that is $900, which is a ton.
Yeah.
For a leisure device. But it is kind of like my all-in-one streaming entertainment thing.
Oh, see, so, yeah, I got an Apple TV as a gift, so that is, and like my whole household runs through that, and also, you know, again, because I am part of the Greater Seattle Polycule infrastructure, at the very least, I get access to God's own Plex server.
Well, my wife and I have a Jellyfin server because we're adults, so what's paying Plex, like, suckers? You're paying money for piracy? That'll go great. Remember when Napster did that in the early 2000s, you fucking assholes? Never want to hear about Plex again. Jellyfin's great. Just use it. Sure, you're gonna have to migrate a bunch of shit over, but you'll love that. You'll love that.
She's gonna listen to this episode.
Oh my god, who's the progenitor of the Discords or the Plex server?
It's my girlfriend.
You should probably move that all to Jellyfin, though. You can do more cute little themes and everything on Jellyfin. Think about how whimsical it could be. Whimsy. Yeah, I just God.
Would you like to continue on the theme of going off?
Yeah, let's go off.
Because I'm done ranting. Like, I have nothing else. I'm exhausted. There's nothing within me to be upset about for another 20 minutes.
I'll make
or so.
you a little bit more upset. I got my hands on the
Woohoo!
the Gran Turismo 7 update with all the new hypercars in it.
Yeah.
God, it's so good to be able to drive those things on a controller without having to, like, fight with a wheel and pedal for, like, it was really nice to just be able to, like, oh, I'm gonna buy the Porsche 963, someone has already made the amazing Apple Computers livery that they did for Laguna Seca, which means I could just slap that on there and then I could just throw it at any track I fucking like and just have a great time driving a new-ish prototype. They got the sound great for all of them. The fact that they did the BMW prototype, which it's so funny that the last thing that I played that had the BMW M Hybrid V8, I think is the official name of that car. It was in the fucking crew. And I'm like, oh my god, it's so nice to play this in like a real game. The Ferrari 499 is incredible. They got the sound, especially of like the hybrid systems discharging and recharging so well that, like, you know, it was just Le Mans weekend, and I am in my, actually I think prototype racing is the sickest shit to ever exist mode, and it was just the fact that they put the Peugeot in there is also just like, that's a dog shit car, but isn't it so cute that they put it in here like it's a real contender? It feels like it's like a bunch of real Le Mans cars and then a Make-A-Wish Le Mans car.
I was trying to tee you up for a different one.
Oh yeah, I'll go through. I took the train to New York and back, and also exclusively used the train and did not touch Uber or. I went on one bus because I missed a train. No, I didn't miss a train. That was New York's fault. The train broke, as the L is common to do, I thought. Yeah, here's just a rundown of thoughts about I have about the Pennsylvanian and the MTA. The only other time I've used the Amtrak to and from Pittsburgh was to Chicago to see my horrid ex. And let me tell you, I think it's just because of the states that it goes through that way. The Floridian, awful, hateful views out of the Floridian. It's just flat. It's just flat and then tiny dead towns. Pennsylvania, lovely, lovely dense forests. However, I was confused by, it seems like close-ish to every stop in the like industrial-ish area of any of the towns with stops, at least through Pennsylvania and even into Jersey. There's just semi-trailers that are still branded with, like, dead retail. The amount of, like, Jeffrey the Giraffe, sun-bleached and faded, I saw close to rail stations because there was just an old Toys R Us cab somewhere, or not cab, but, like, trailer somewhere. Simply baffling. Do not know what the fuck is going on with that. But also, I hope I got at least a couple from... I was trying to shoot from the train to get some panning practice in for I guess the IndyCar race in August.
Oh yeah, well, we gotta shoot
film there. It'll go great. I definitely am comfortable panning and zooming at the panning and shooting at the same time. But yeah, that was fun. The Amtrak coach seat should be the best seat of anywhere, because there's so much room, there's so much leg room. It has the little fold out stool, like fold out extension close to your ass, and then also there's the foot bar in front of you, and you can recline the seat without like crushing someone behind you's legs. But it's just, they're still just so uncomfortable for anything longer than like 2 or 3 hours, which, because it's an American train, you're going to be there far longer than 2 to 3 hours.
Okay, so this is... I had to check something, because Amtrak obviously does not have, like, a standardized rail car. They have different ones for different...
Oh, are their coach cars not all the same?
Well, the long-distance ones...
Okay.
No.
Okay.
The short answer there is no. These are Amfleets, which are, like... the main thing they use out east, from my understanding, and there are a bunch of different classes of them, but these not being comfortable is not shocking to me. If you're curious, Amfleet 1, which is the original run of these, which I think they're they're still using some of these.
I wouldn't be surprised if I was in one of the first ones based on the level of
original
the trim.
order placed with Bud, the rail car manufacturer, on October 12th, 1973.
Oh, they were order placed the last time the KNICKS won.
Yeah,
incredible.
Yes.
I love that. I love that rules don't matter on Amtrak. Like, I know technically, like, they should be under the purview of the TSA. However, I got on my train in New York. We were moving by the time anyone checked that I actually had a ticket. Like, we were in Philadelphia by the time anyone checked if I had a ticket. Which is, like,
that's
great.
Pretty typical.
I had a quarter ounce of weed with me. I just know what... Amtrak doesn't give a fuck, and it's kind of great.
No, it's great. It's fantastic. It's, like, part of the draw is, like, you can just kind of get on with, like, whatever. I mean, like, if you were, like, hypothetically traveling with, like, a bunch of, like, really heavy metal kink gear for some reason, and you were like, you can't really travel on an airplane with that, because you're not allowed to, because I have a weirdly intimate knowledge of TSA regulations around metal bondage equipment. Anyway, you can just bring that shit on an Amtrak. They don't give a fuck.
They're not...
Your bag can weigh 1,000 pounds. It's a train. It doesn't matter.
No one's gonna X-ray your film. What the fuck is an X-ray machine? I could have had a loaded handgun in my hands, and I think they would have let me on still.
You know that this is what the guy who tried to shoot up the Correspondents' Dinner did, right?
He Amtrak'd it?
He rode Amtrak cross-country from California to D.C. with his California-compliant assault rifle to commit the shooting, because he was like, well, they aren't going to check. And they were like, oh, well, we should, like, check now. And it's like, most Amtrak terminals, I am using air quotes the size of a blimp, are sheds next to railroad tracks in, like, North Dakota.
They're really in the middle of nowhere.
You effectively would end the Amtrak service to most communities that actually really need it, if you tried to staff them with, like, a full TSA complement. And so the answer is, we don't. Also, the guy could have done any number. I'm not even advocating for this, but he could have done any number of other ways to get a gun across the country.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, cars are a thing. I mean, like, unless you want to, like, put a TSA person in front of every person's garage, which at this point, I think America is more likely to do that than build reasonable charging infrastructure. Anyway, go on. I was just checking what the train cars were. Amfleets are old as hell. Yeah. We're using them up here on the Cascades because our train cars rusted out, I think, and we didn't get the aero sets yet, and we didn't have enough Talgos left, so
I saw a Cascade test set that was getting ready to come out to y'all when I was in Philly, and all the Acellas. I'm kind of mad that I could have booked a really dumb way home where I did, like, an Acela most of the way there and then, like, transferred at Harrisburg, but with how many delays I hit on my way back, that seemed like I would have been playing with a lot of fire, or sitting in Harrisburg for a couple of hours, which I think I'd rather just end it. Once again, I spent 20 minutes in Harrisburg and developed radical empathy for Josh Shapiro because we make him live in that shithole. Amtrak food is both really bad and also not bad because it's like airport food, but it doesn't cost as much as airport food. And I think you were telling me that I just picked wrong with what I got, because I got the wettest buffalo chicken wrap that I've ever had. It's not wet with sauce. It was just vaguely atmospherically wet in a way that I was not super psyched by. But, like, you know, I had it okay. I when I saw that a wine was like $17, I was like, oh, that's a lot for a pour of wine. And then the lady in front of me got it, and he handed her an entire bottle of wine, and I went, oh my god, never mind. Amtrak's the best thing. It feels like Amtrak is organizing a bake sale for themselves to keep themselves open. That is the cafe car vibes. For half of a return trip, for whatever reason, the credit card machine wasn't working, though. So the cafe car was
that's happened on mine, too.
Which that was a real, was a real fucking bummer.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Pro move, I should have told you this before you left because I didn't even think to. But pro move, you always got to have cash on an Amtrak. Like, credit card machine dying is like that. Yeah, it's a day ending in Y.
I mean, which again makes sense with the level of technology Amtrak seems to be cooking with at any time.
Yeah, you mean the reheated leftovers of the Penn Central?
Yeah. Which, speaking of the Penn Central, on the way there, I might have slept through it, or they just didn't announce it. But on the way back, our conductor had like this huge, beautiful speech about the importance of the horseshoe curve and like why it's a big deal and why we were going to see a bunch of like husky middle-aged men all staring and gawking at us as we rounded the horseshoe curve. Cannot figure out why, but on the way back there were so many people taking photos on like tripods of our train set, and I cannot figure out. There was nothing special about our train. It was the regular rolling stock they used for that trip. I have no idea why anyone was foaming out.
It's possible that they were gonna like do an aero test through there later. Oh my god, I bet I know why. The Union
Pacific,
Pacific,
they're doing the steam train through the same route. Yeah,
I think they might have put the steam train through the curve that day, which probably would have attracted like every train enthusiast within a 12-hour
I'm sure
radius.
I saw like 12 well there's your problem listeners just on the side of like just based on demographics. But my friend was just like, World Cup tourists, and I'm like, no, these are American men. These are middle-aged American men who have lived in Pennsylvania their entire lives, and they are foaming out right now. So yeah, the horseshoe curve, genuinely very impressive, genuinely very cool. And then yeah, in New York, I think the MTA continues the best mass transit system in America. The fact that it is 24 hours is genuinely incredible. I dealt with some train issues, but it was never more that it was always the sort where I could immediately like, oh, I just have to like take this train 2 stops this way, and then I just walk a little bit more, and that's fine. Like it was never anything that truly ruined my day. I think the only other transit system I've ever used that is better is the Tokyo transit system. But Tokyo is actually like 5 different systems all run by private companies. Because they have all been dueling for market share in the largest city on Earth for however long, which means that they are constantly just building new shit and making it better. So, like, not a fair comparison, because the MTA has, been trying to build the Second Avenue line for 400 years now or whatever.
Yeah. It was actually like when they initially stole the land from native people, one of the things they've tried to work into the contract was that line.
We'll put a subway here. But yeah, I used a new piece of New York equipment for the first time because I was staying on Roosevelt Island, which is a weird little place, weird little island. But I used the tramway that's in like the first Sam Raimi Spider-Man movie, and I hated it. I don't have like a huge fear of heights, but let me tell you, something about rocking gondola over huge body of water that kind of like made a horrid creaking noise for a moment. I was like, oh my god, the Green Goblin's gonna drop me into this water. I'm fucking dead. It's all over. So would I use it every day? Probably. I'm sure I'd get used to it. But like, yeah, I did have the first time using it, pure fear, pure unadulterated. I don't actually like being suspended over water in a way I can't control. But to be fair, I used to have the same fear on like do you know the big interminable bridge in between, like, it's like Texas going to New Orleans?
Yeah, over the Atchafalaya Swamp.
Yeah, that bridge, I had like a crisis on it once because I was just like, it just keeps going. It just keeps going. I
love that bridge.
I feel like it's a bridge where you could see the curvature of the earth.
It is an insane bridge. I took pictures of my van there, actually. I love that spot. Here's the thing, right? Is like whenever I'm in any kind of situation where like it's a massive feat of engineering I'm on, I'm like, this is such a cool massive feat of engineering. And also, if something does go wrong, I will be on an episode of Well, There's Your Problem one more time.
I was about to say, I was like,
so like either way, I win.
You're usually on episodes of Well, There's Your Problem right now. I should talk to Liam and Ross about the make work. I'm kidding. I did. Only one of us at a time. Yeah, I have used the subway in New York a ton now, and I think I could just fully say it with my whole chest. I don't trust anyone who gets scared or fearful of the subway. Especially like if you're a New Yorker who just doesn't use the subway, I just assume you're a racist, or at the very least like an elitist snob. Because like
you said racist,
yeah. Because it's like I'm not going to. I saw some pretty famous people on the train on once or twice, and it was like, yeah, some people came and said hi, but other than that, like, if people who, there were a bunch of people in town for Tribeca, I'm not going to name names, but like, I just like it. If I am seeing them on the same train to the village, and we're all dealing with an insane racist lady having some sort of break with reality and yelling about the Power Rangers, I think we could all ride the subway and just know that it's probably going to be fine. And in fact, there's safety in numbers. In fact,
yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, no, the scariest train car in the entire world is the late night special from the airport on the Link line that has one other person in it.
Yeah, I'd much.
Doesn't matter who, just like one other person in the train car. They're also probably just as scared of you. But like having a train car full of people is actually a pretty good way to feel relatively safe because people tend to take care of each other.
Yeah.
At least that's my belief.
Writing the F for a packed F for like 12 stops back to Roosevelt Island after the Knicks won at like 3 a.m.
Oh my god.
That
had to be incredible.
Is maybe the best transit experience I have had that did not involve me looking down into a steering wheel in my own hands that had a like M logo or Ferrari logo or Porsche logo. You know what I mean? Where it's just like, if my driving experiences are like that time I got to drive a 430 Scuderia on back roads in Texas, F train 3 a.m. post Knicks wins probably right there. And then it might be Nürburgring. I'm not like, I'm just trying to say, it's like in terms of rewarding transit experience, and then it's like A380 2 rows to myself, like, you know, like, the subway cost me $3. So Nixon 5, happy Pride. I think New York's the greatest city on earth, other than Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, which is of course all of my trans friends going like, hey, like, people talk about New York and Seattle, but like when you're out and about in Pittsburgh, it's like genuinely startling how many trans people are there. And I'm like, yeah, we're like real percentage points here in Pittsburgh. And I think that's great.
Well, I put it in last week's show notes. I was like, you know, Pittsburgh is the Paris, America's Paris for transsexuals. Seattle is America's New York for transsexuals. New York is America's Istanbul for transsexuals. This is how I believe the mapping worked out after the Eric Adams term.
I can see that. Hasn't he recently pledged fealty to Albania, though?
I don't know what the biggest city in Albania is, though, unfortunately.
They have city? That's bad. That's mean. That's mean. That's mean. That's but no, I'd argue that Seattle is the Chicago for transsexuals. And I think Chicago is weirdly the Seattle. So I think it's all just topsy-turvy.
We have a lot of trans people here.
Pittsburgh feels more like
city.
New York Junior, only because we're like kind of like similar East Coast cities with chips on their shoulders because we've both gone fucking bankrupt.
Yeah, I suppose. I mean, I don't know. I liked Pittsburgh a lot.
Pittsburgh's great.
I have never been to New York. I would really like to go to New York.
Oh.
I was born in Buffalo, but my family never took me to New York. I've never been for any kind of work trip because I was always on the West Coast, and they would never send anybody to the East Coast. I never had anywhere to really stay, and it's expensive there, so I've just never gone. And I really want to.
Listeners, if you know a queer venue in New York City that would like to be the first live show if we can't make DC work for Tran Girlismo, let your girl know.
We should just at this point we should just do an entire East Coast tour and just ride the Acela. Like,
I think someone might have already done something and maybe called it the Northeast Corridor. I think once again, I don't want to just do the "well, there's your problem" playbook.
Okay, but like, I'm gonna hang out with them when we're in DC for the Freedom 250 Grand Prix of America. So like, it's fine. They know this is not, again, I am not putting a new badge on a Nissan Leaf and calling it a Mitsubishi here. I am very open about where my inspiration comes from. You are still
a cast member of that show as well. It would be crazy if we weren't a little like it. Like Liam and November have both been here. Like, I'm not saying it's a bad thing. We're a very incestuous group of left-wing podcasts, and I would like to still be our own special little thing. However, I'm now thinking, joint live show at the fucking DC 250 could be big. We'll figure it out. We'll at least do a meetup. I think that's the most we can promise right now is a meetup. And again, I know some listeners sent venues, and we are a much bigger show, which feels crazy to say. We're a much bigger show than we were 6 months ago. So, I think it's
we were not a show 6 months ago. Our 6-month anniversary is still for like another week or so.
Okay, horseshoes and hand grenades. It's pretty close to 6 months. They're inflexible.
I'm just saying our growth is. Our growth is meteoric.
Yeah, we're doing super good.
Our podcast's too strong.
Yeah, our steak too buttery, our crops too watered. I got to play Windjammers at a bar and I played standing arcade cabinet Crazy Taxi in New York. I'd never played standing Crazy Taxi before. That had the most responsive wheel of any arcade racing game I've ever played for some reason. Yeah,
really?
That cabinet felt incredible. Beep. Meow.
Well, I think that was actually a pretty good note to end on. New York is an amazing city. Amtrak needs to probably buy some new train cars. We'll do an episode on that someday, because I have thoughts.
We need to give Amtrak more money.
You girls going to the race. I hope that you enjoy watching us suffer. I will make it as entertaining as possible, as is the covenant between an online artist and their patronage is. I make a bunch of good stuff. Y'all help me pay rent. And I occasionally suffer in a very funny way, willingly, because it's kind of like it's a sort of a cross between like masochism and, I don't know, court jesterism.
That is what podcasting feels like. Yeah, absolutely.
On the note of our lovely audience, I did want to like do our
as we should, because I think we have. Have you refreshed like since we started recording?
I should. We've had a lot of people offer to support. We've had a lot of people support us in the wake of Jordan announcing that she doesn't have her job, and it's really, really kind of you to help support us, because this is, again, both of our main jobs.
Yeah, and I'm not the breadwinner of my home, but I would also still like to be able to contribute. I can't contribute as much as I was working as well as doing the show, but I would at least like to. I think both of us covering our expenses and not making our wives mad is good. I think that's.
It's not even a matter of not making my wife mad. We just it's Seattle. It's expensive, so I appreciate it immensely. But so I did want to go through all of our $15 a month subscribers who support us and say thank you to all of them. And there are a bunch of new ones, and again, thank you so much. We really appreciate it, and this does help a lot. There have also been like a bunch of really kind people recently who have reached out to a couple of friends about like various things for like work or photography projects or like helping financially support them in some way. And the generosity is always incredibly kind and is kind of the ballast that keeps me from sinking too deeply into it's so over. And thank you.
Seeing the well of support after I posted the thing on Blue Sky, which I was not trying to. It was just nice because it's going to be nice to focus on the show for a while, and also like the more we get from this, the more we can do with it, and that just is going to be a cycle that continues to pay off for the people who like us. Hi,
Bert.
It's Bert. Oh my god. That was the most mother why I've ever heard.
Bert, do you want to read names?
He can't read. Cats can't read.
So
Cats can't clap.
He can meow directly into the mic, though. Will he do it? Anyway, so a special thank you to Ronan C, Ty, Papa Shitty Cams. Yeah, I thought you'd like that one. QQ Bears Hijacker, Ellie O'Dare, Geraltov Rivian? I was reading it as an of, but I believe it's Geraltov Rivian. Kyler Rosenzweig.
Oh, it's Geralt of Rivian. Like the Witcher character, Rivian instead of... Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry. Gaming reference. I don't understand that.
Oh, it's a Polish novel reference first, Victoria. I saved one of you for making that comment on the Patreon.
Kyler Rosenzweig. Pittsburgh T-Girl Baseball, June 20th, 4 p.m. Bloomfield Park.
Oh, shit. Yeah, absolutely.
This person did reach out to me and say, like, oh, you don't have to read that if it's too much. But, like, no, that's awesome. That's what you again, the highest form of this is us doing classified ads.
If you want to not pay us for a Patreon subscription and you just want to pay us, like, $10 to read a classified, we could talk about making that happen. Yeah, absolutely.
But this is awesome. Pittsburgh, June 20th, 4 p.m., Bloomfield Park, T-Girls, baseball. That describes so many of you.
That does, yeah.
Thank you to Ashlyn, Adam Mancuso. Gee, that Roush Mustang was great when it ran. Studio Nixie, totally not Saudi oil bribe money. Alex K, lift kits are gender-affirming care. JD Santos, Jeremy Tanner, Dog Bed, the bed that eats kibble. Deluxe, Katrina, Sloppy Head Enjoyer, Ember, Crucible's Champion, The People's Pillow Princess, Mimi, Bean, Bree Henry, Sable, James Gilbreth, Charlie Stengel. I might let a slate be the next EV to ruin my life. Well, we have an episode for you.
I don't think you're going to. I don't think it's going to be able to ruin your life because I don't think it will be an object you can buy. But if that ruins your life, then yeah, I guess sure.
Theodore Constantine, John V, Buick, Adam Shepard, Stephen Duckworth, Phelan, Mildly Perturbed. The Gen 1 Nissan Leaf is the greatest car ever. Which, honestly...
If you're Crystal Storm, and it's because you put our sticker on the back of your first Gen Leaf, I will allow this. Yeah.
Asherin, Chris Hepner, Jerry at homogameragenda.com. No, really, it's a blog. Check it out. Go check it out. I'm already sold.
Yeah.
Dexus, Tara Hailstorm, Will, Steph Schrader, Princess Reese is apparently goth girl bait.
Good for you.
Good on ya.
Uh-huh.
Emma Alex, for sale, Harley Sportster, Dyke owned. Again, classified ads. Jet fuel can't melt these dreams. Nathaniel Hubble. The second page is loading. 10s to 42. Saturday's Claire. The Mass of Grey Goo, formerly known as Wingsmith. I told you shouldn't use the molybdenum.
Yeah, I was about to say, it was like...
Penile sparing vaginoplasty available now.
It is a real thing that you could do. Yes, I've seen it. Yeah.
Whoa. Nick Bombowski, a shrimp, a trans fried this rice podcast with brackets around a trans and podcast.
Okay.
a shrimp a trans fried this rice podcast? Oh, you're telling me a trans fried this podcast?
There we go. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, there we go. Are you telling me a trans fried this podcast? Yes, I am. Sylvia,
I didn't fry our audio that bad at that time.
Bulbwert Fats Schmoogle, the turf smackin' pizza horfin dandy of the West, with an emoticon that I can only describe as a very open, exasperated face. Big open eyes. It's an 8 instead of a colon.
Okay.
Julie Aguilar, Gavin G. Wiz, Team Radar Love, R.C. Duke, Crystal, anyone in Seattle want to buy a 2000 Suzuki Vitara, Storm.
Oh, so it wasn't Crystal with the Leaf. Okay.
It wasn't! But honestly, like, Suzuki Vitara, those are pretty cool. Honestly, I know I can hook you up if you reach out and you want to buy it.
Vitara.
Crystal, in next week's you should put in how much you were going to sell it for, and then we can just read through the lines every week.
Oh my god!
It's gray, stick shift, manual roll up windows, 145,000 miles.
Do we need to be licensed to do a live auction? Can we do like live transsexual bring a trailer? Is that a thing we can do without getting in trouble? If you're a lawyer, email us. I would love to not go to jail for this dumb idea, but I'll auction a car.
Thank you to John Russell, Justin Ryan, Josh J, and Selectric. Thank you all so much. We really appreciate your support. We'll be back at probably, I think next week we'll be doing a bonus episode. TBD.
I've got time now.
We'll figure it out. Yeah,
maybe
we'll figure it out.
Maybe we do go back to 5, only if it doesn't burn you out. But like again, I got time, baby.
Yeah.
I'm almost finished with a piece that is going to go up on our Patreon about the first Forza Horizon and some Obama era millennial optimism for the kids out there.
Oh yeah, and if you are a Patreon subscriber, you can also read the first like 8 parts of Transgender Smokey and the Bandit, my futuristic dystopian car chase / lesbian transgender action adventure story.
It's like what if that one Coen brother who left his brother to make lesbian movies actually made a good lesbian movie? That is my the highest praise for you is like, oh wow, what if the Coen brothers pulled a Wachowski sisters? And then everyone should hopefully, except maybe some of our international friends, have their merch at this point.
Yes, there is one that came back to me for an error with the customs that I'm going to fix. And everybody should have them. So that means we will be probably opening up shirts and stickers again.
And I think we're doing new stickers because I'm going to throw myself in front of the train tracks and cry if Victoria doesn't let me sell let Victoria make us sell one of her joke photoshops that I still will sometimes just picture in my mind palace and then laugh at. So
concerned George W. Bush next to Smoliv.
George W. Bush looks
Pokemon.
Because it's him announcing the invasion of Iraq, right?
We should probably donate the money from those or something so that Nintendo doesn't sue us into the ground.
If Nintendo cared about fan art at this point, every fucking furry convention would have jackboot Nintendo thugs breaking people's legs. So,
well, in any case, so we'll have those soon. And thank you again for listening. I think that
is in fact a podcast. Bye.
Bye.